few weeks ago, there was a lot of agita, at least for those of us not in France, concerned here about just how much of a progress, I guess, Marine Le Pen had made in some of the polls. And now we're learning that the gap between Macron and Le Pen has now widened a little bit more. What do we know so far heading into Sunday's runoff?
You are totally right. There is still a clear lead with Emmanuel Macron in the latest poll with 55% of the votes in the runoff this Sunday. So technically, that means that even with the margin of error of 3 points, Macron is very likely to win this re-election this Sunday. But of course, you have the issue of abstention, the turnout, and especially for the left-wing voters, those who voted neither for Emmanuel Macron nor for Marine Le Pen in the first round. And you remember perhaps that the far left candidate Jean-Luc Mélenchon came third. He had about 22% of the votes in the first round. So those electorate from the left wing will be key. There was actually a model from Goldman Sachs saying that if there is 60% of abstention among those left-wing voters, then Marine Le Pen still has a chance of winning this election.
What's the big economic issue at stake?
So obviously, the programs between the two candidates are radically different. It's really a battle of civilization. It's really, as Emmanuel Macron said in his last rally today in the southwest of France, it's really a referendum for or against Europe. A victory of Marine Le Pen on Sunday would first, of course, create perhaps a Black Monday on the equities market in Europe on the Monday, and perhaps the spread widening on French bonds, but really it would in the longer term create a huge division in Europe with Marine Le Pen's ideas and views on immigration, on NATO, on the relationship with Russia, closer to the countries, the leaders of Hungary or Poland than of Germany, for example. So of course that would really create an earthquake in Europe, similar to what we had with Brexit.
You know, because you're there, you have this beautiful view over there of the Eiffel Tower right behind you. What is the mood like there by you?
We're going to say in the big city like Paris, the mood is pretty anxious because if you look at who votes for Marine Le Pen, her electorate is mostly in smaller cities, in the countryside, and also in the lower income working classes. So of course, in big cities like Paris, the mood is a little anxious about the victory of Marine Le Pen, and she has really been campaigning on the issue of inflation, which has become the #1 concern for French voters. The issue of purchasing power, biggest concern before the war in Ukraine, before the issue of climate, for example, or even unemployment. So really, this is an issue that is at the heart of the French concerns this Sunday, which means that the landslide victory that we saw with Emmanuel Macron back in 2017 when he had 66% of the votes in the runoff, this is not going to happen this Sunday. In any case, it's going to be much tighter.
We look forward to your continuing coverage through Sunday. Our very own Bloomberg's Connan, of course, there in Paris.